Yes, I got him set up to get jumped on. Also, that's what we Also, that's why you was acting funny the other day. I ain't deal with nobody like that. It gives me abandonment. You know, we're young. You know, you make foolish decisions and constantly allow people back into your space. You're not my man, so why does it matter if I'm hanging with him? Men feel rejected. Oh, you everything but all that sweet shit they was talking at first. You know what I'm saying? It's your big sis T Renee, and I am back today with another story. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Hey, I'm hoping that one day you find something on this platform that resonates with you and make you want to come back and subscribe. If you're a returning subscriber or a returning viewer, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. I know y'all are here for a story time, and that's exactly what I'm going to give you. But before we get to that, y'all go ahead, drop down below in that comment section, leave a hey girl, hey, what's up big sis? All comments are welcome and greatly appreciated. Just keep them respectful. As y'all have seen the title, you have some idea of what this story is going to be about. So family, let's get to that story. So, I know last week I told y'all that I was going to give part 2 about how I feel like my cousin was secretly in competition with me most of the years. All these years. I'm going to skip giving y'all part 2 because I don't want to like end me having some type of connection with the guy that she was dating that I told used to date me. What I called him DJ. Y'all, I was about to say his real name, but I called him DJ, whatever. So we're going to back up a bit. We're going to back up about during the time that me and DJ were actually like cool on good terms. This was before I was engaged to my fiance and all that stuff like that. This was some years back. And this before I even knew he knew my cousin. And me and him was cool. This is like during the times that I was out of college. I had came back home or whatever. And during this time, I just wasn't really in no relationships with people. This was during one of those periods when I was single and I was hanging out a whole lot. And he was a guy, like I said, I met DJ when I was in high school because we went to the same high school together. This is also somebody that I was cool with around the time that I was kicking it real tough with Mangala. And if y'all are not familiar with who Mangala is, I suggest y'all go to my playlist section. I believe it's under Millennial Drama, where I talk about how me and Mangala, you know, got together and the type of relationship we had. Me and Mangala weren't kicking it around this time. It was some periods of time where we did start kicking it in our adult lives, like I told y'all. But it was never on the...
Now, I know what you may be thinking. Girl, how are you still on that plane? Well, I got a little jet lag traveling this long, so let's catch up. It's a 2-plane ticket to
Boston.
First flight was 16 hours, but we slept...
Song possessed like that's how I know these damn iPhones be recording our conversations. Cause I had a whole video up and that junk just started playing, but I had that junk pause. Like, what the hell? That's how I know them they be listening, or these damn phones possessed or something. I don't know. I know I sound crazy, but I really feel like they be listening in on our conversations. You know these devices ain't made in the US. And it's a whole bunch of stories talking about how the people from China be trying to listen in on what we talking about. I really feel like that. But anyway, that's all subject. Point out, back to what I was saying. That's what I was saying. Look, man, I lost my damn train of thought. DJ and Mangala was basically some guys that I met when I was in high school. And, you know, we all, at some point in time, like, reconnected throughout our adult years. And, like I said, me and DJ, it was a point in time when we just started back hanging out. Like, we was hanging out tough, probably partying, you know, the usual shit. And then it was a point where we just really stopped hanging out as much. And it was mainly like him, I feel like he like dissed me for some reason. I don't know. He just went ghost. You know how people would ghost you? He would do shit like that. But I didn't take it personal or nothing like that. I just moved on with what I had going on and wasn't thinking about it. Because mind you, we was never in a relationship. We never claimed to be any of that. We were just kicking it. And y'all know how it just be somebody you kicking it with and y'all just do what y'all do when y'all do what y'all do. This is basically how that was. But also during this period, I actually rekindled things with Mangala. Yeah, I know. And this is actually, I think this was after we had, it was times that me and Mangala used to find out a lot. And it really used to be him. And I'm not just saying that like, yeah, I could take accountability for me sabotaging relationships I had with people. But in this case, in most cases, it would be him. You know, he was one of those guys where he could pull anybody during that time. He was just one of them ones. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. And like I said, we were all young, so you're gonna live your life. You're gonna do what you want to do. I mean, we fall out, get back cool. It be some shit like that going on. And I always say that I be real tough on guys, but it was a point in time where I was a little more open to allow certain people back into my life. And these were the people that I loved on real hard. And he was one of those people. I never really told him that, but he was one of those guys that I did feel like that about. And I think I felt like I didn't want to tell him because I kind of, and I hate to say the word regret, but I kind of regretted how certain things transpired between us and how it was points in times when I talked to people that he knew. Like, I don't know if I ever gave y'all stories. No, I'm going to get into those story times at some point or another. But yes, there were certain things I regret I did. But like I said, you live, you learn, you're young, you do shit. And you should do things in life to experience certain things in life, to know who you are. That the stuff that you've done in your past, the mistakes you made, the lessons you've learned, they make you stronger in who you are when you become into the space where enough is enough. You don't want to have no drama, no fuckery in your life, and you just want things to be peaceful. It just makes you who you are. And I feel like a lot of those things I went through because I needed to go through them. And I went through a lot of them and didn't need to go through it. But anyway, back to the story. So yes, we didn't rekindle some things and work some stuff out. We been kicking it up like we a couple for real. And then somehow me and DJ started hanging out again. Like, I think I saw him out at one of the clubs or something like that. Of course, I was always partying during this period. And then we just went to like a dinner or lunch or something like that. And we get on a conversation about some stuff in high school. And then he was talking about the time that me and Michael was kicking it real tough back then when he first figured out that we was actually dating back in the day. Like, I don't know. Like, he really had an issue with Michael. Like, I felt like it was beyond me talking to Michael. I felt like he was just really jealous of him because I don't care what we did or where we were. If we were just kicking it, he would always bring up the time that I was talking to Mangler. And he would tell me something every time about the type of beef they had. Like, something that transpired between Mangler and his friends, him and his friends. Like, it would be times like they really was getting into it and shit. He was telling me about a time that him and his homeboys ran one of Mangler homeboys about the city. And you know what? I believed him because I didn't see that dude for years. Like, I don't even know if he ever moved back to Memphis. Like, he probably have visited, but I don't think he ever moved back. Like, I kind of believe that story. Like, it was so bad that he left. Like, you know, I will say DJ and them was kind of like that. Them type of hood dudes. Mangler and them was not them dudes. They wanted to be like that. You know how you got guys that be trying to act like they all tough and they thuggish. They not that. They want to be so bad because you grew up in the hood does not make you one of those. But DJ and his crew was definitely like that. So he just used to talk about him a lot. But it was kind of like so annoying to me because I was like, damn, every time you with me, you bring him up. And I said this to him. And so he was like, man, what that you act like? Why you always taking up for him? And why you always trying to defend him? Because, dude, it's tired. Like, you kicked it with me. I don't want to talk about the next dude. And I'm not going to sit up here and pillow talk with you and talk about him with you. Because, mind you, me and him had got back to a space where we was talking. And so, of course, I wasn't going to talk about him. You know, we'd opened up old feelings and stuff like that. But I did not tell DJ this because, honestly, I felt like it ain't none of his damn business to know that, honestly. And we just kicking it. Me and DJ was never what me and Michael were. We kicked it. We fucked around, but it was never like that. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't feel like I had to tell him any damn thing. But it just got to the point where it was so overbearing about him talking about him and just talking about things like that. So eventually he would call and ask me to go to kick it and do stuff with him that I was like making excuses like, nah, I got XYZ going. But it was until one day, y'all, I was with Mangala. And lo and behold, DJ walks through the door of like this little spot where we was kicking it. It was like a little spot where it was like a day party somewhere. Because during this time, I see they had a whole bunch of clubs and shit going on. no matter what time of the day or what day of the week, it was something to do. And I was with Mangla and his friends and some other chicks or whatever like that. And he walks in and he walks by us because we sitting somewhere where everybody can see us. We was out in the open somewhere. And he looks over. He's like, And as soon as y'all, it's like they didn't even sit down quick enough. He was texting my damn phone. Also, that's what we on. Also, that's why you was acting funny the other day. You with your boy. Damn, I didn't know y'all was rekindling shit. Again, why does that bother you so much? I mean, okay, we get it. You don't like him. Y'all don't like one another, but... And you're not my man, so why does it matter if I'm hanging with him? I didn't sit up and pillow talk with you. I didn't do none of that. I was just saying, I don't want to talk about the next guy. You know what I'm saying? And then when I offered the opportunity for us to try to be something more, you didn't want to do that. So you cannot get mad that I'm kicking with somebody else. And then you knew about the history between me and him. We was actually dating one another at one point in time. So you can't expect us to never not talk again. I mean, and like I said, on this time, we're young, you know, you make foolish decisions and constantly allow people back into your space. But I'm not saying Mangla wasn't doing me like he was doing me. Like, he would literally go cold turkey, ghost me out of nowhere, no excuse, no reason why. I wouldn't hear from him for a long time. It's been, shit, it was times where it was a couple of years I didn't hear from him. But see, but with me and Mangla, it be really some shit that would be going on so why we would stop talking to one another. But him, he would ghost me. And I can't deal with nobody like that. It gives me abandonment. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't do anything to you. And you didn't respect me enough to tell me why you stopped talking or calling. Like, what you expect? How you expect me to react? So, yes, y'all, he did not like that. He literally, the next day, like, was blowing me up. Like, you still with that nigga, you this, you that. And I actually was with him. And it was he was texting my phone and calling me to the point where Mangla realized that my phone was being blown up. It's like, who the fuck is that? And da-da-da-da. So he grabbed the phone and he see him in the phone. So, y'all, he was like, what? He was like, nah, the next time he's like, I want you to link up with him because I'm going to pop up and then we going to, because he reading all this stuff in my phone. Like, he had been texting me all kinds of crazy shit in my phone about Mangla. The same shit that he was saying the night that I was hanging out with him. That I was hanging out with DJ. He was saying all that stuff. And so Mangla saw the shit in my phone. So, where was I at? I can't remember where we was at. But I definitely was somewhere with some people. And then he pulled up, DJ pulled up, and Mangla was there. But he wasn't where he can see him. So yes, I pretty much helped set that situation up, honestly. And I feel bad now, but back then I didn't care. I was just wanting him to stop talking to me. Because at this point, I'm over the shit that you got going on, and you started to disrespect me, call me out my name and all this stuff. Like, he started getting real disrespectful. Well, I feel like, and it's like this now, when men feel rejected, oh, you everything but all that sweet shit they was talking at first, you know what I'm saying? So it was getting to the point where it was like that. Girl, you good, girl. It was getting to the point where it was like that, y'all. I had to cut out. And so, he pulls up, and he see me standing out there. And of course, he walks up to me. He's like, oh, you to come to your senses now? I'm like, what the hell you mean come to my senses now? Oh, you ain't with that nigga. And before he can even get all them words out, Mangla pops out with him and his homeboys. So, of course, they back and forth. They having words, this, that, and the third. And, of course, the inevitable, I can't talk. And, of course, the inevitable happens. They get the throwing blows. They get the fight. And so now it's a big old brawl. And I don't know who was hitting who. But I just know me and my homegirl was like, we finna get the hell up out of here. Because y'all really could have avoided that. Like, you really had to fight that out. But I guess it was some old ass beef there. They, like I said, they have gotten into it before years ago when he claimed he ran his homeboy out the city. So I guess this was like some old beef that they wanted to squash and set up for. I don't know. Like, I ain't even stick around too long to see exactly what happened. But I do feel like I set DJ up though to get beat up, to get jumped on. Because it was a whole lot of them. I don't know what the hell Mangla would make it told his friends, but it was a lot of them. It just little spot we was at. It was in somebody's parking lot. It wasn't even at a club, but it was like a liquor store and something nearby. So where was we at? It was in their neighborhood because they all from the same neighborhood, but it was somewhere in their neighborhood, and we were just all up there. And so it was bound to happen because, like I said, they from the same neighborhood. But But yes, y'all. I ain't gonna drag it all out. I just want to tell y'all the little background about some stuff with me and DJ, and you know, like, but that wasn't the last time I was around her. Believe it or not. Yes, I got him set up to get jumped on because it was just him and a couple of his homeboys. It wasn't even a lot of them. Yes, they got jumped on, but we hung out again sometime after that. And I know I was like, I don't want to hang around him and talk to him because he would like go ghost. But I don't know. I feel like I started back hanging out with him during one of my phases when I was bored. And I say this a lot now, like, don't go back and rekindle things with people because you're bored, because then you'll be setting yourself up for all kinds of fuckery. And then guys that chase you for a lot of years will try to destroy anything you got going on. That's why I don't play them games. Like, how can you still care about me and love me? You don't even know me, especially at this age. Like, we don't even know each other. I ain't talked to you in over 5 or 10 years. You don't know me. Who the fuck is you? I'm a whole new person. You ain't even my kind no more. You ain't even my type no more. And especially friendships with females or whoever. You're not even my type no more as a friend. So that's weird to me. But I'm gonna stop this video right here, y'all. Y'all don't like to drag it too long because I don't need to. And I'm definitely gonna give y'all part 2 of story time from last week about the, you know, my cousin being my secret enemy, whatever the hell I named that. But y'all, make sure y'all drop down below in that comment and let's talk about some situations you might have gone through something similar. Also, make sure y'all turn on y'all post bell notifications so you'll know the next time that I post my videos. And if you are a watcher and you ain't subscribed, what you doing? It costs nothing for you to subscribe to this channel, but I ain't gonna beg y'all. It would be nice if y'all do so to help this channel to continue to grow. Anyway, y'all, I'll see y'all in my next one.